You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Question for you all. Was this Eddie Lampkin's best game of the season? What do you think? Comment in the comment section below right now, because I think it was. This was the fourth time this season where he scored at least 20 points, and it's the first time since the North Carolina game that he did that. He had 26 points against North Carolina, but tonight against Virginia, he had 25 points and 10 rebounds. And are you ready for this? I got the stat. I'm looking at it right now. 11 for 12 shooting the basketball. That is 92%. He also made all of his free throws. He was 3 for 3 at the free throw line. He was terrific in this one. The game plan was really simple. Feed Eddie Lampkin down low. And it worked against Virginia. There were multiple plays on offense, and also later on we'll talk about some of his defensive plays that he made in this game. I think that's also what makes this the best Eddie Lampkin performance of the season. Not just his offense, but he had a couple of nice defensive plays that he made in this one. We'll start with the offense, though. He had a big and one early in the second half. There was 18:02 left. Virginia was starting to get a little bit of momentum. They fell behind by 20 points early in the second half, but then Virginia gets 5 quick points to respond. So now they're within 15. But then Eddie Lampkin finishes an and one off a nice pass from JJ Starling. He hits the free throw, and Syracuse goes back up by 18 points. Also, he had an assist with less than 5 minutes to go in the game. He made a great pass in the right post inside to Jyare Davis for an easy layup. It made it 74-57 Syracuse. So those were just a couple of examples of Eddie Lampkin using his strength to finish an and one and also making the free throw, and well, his passing ability, which Eddie Lampkin has his faults, but one thing that he certainly doesn't lack is passing. He has been one of Syracuse's best passers all season long. That's what he was advertised, and he has certainly lived up to that. And that assist with 4:52 left in the game certainly demonstrates that. But again, it's not just the offense. We know the offense with Eddie Lampkin. It's the defense. He's not a good defender, but in this game, he had some nice defensive moments. He had a block with around 16:30 left in the game. It was a great block inside. It kept it 51-35 Syracuse, so they maintained a 16-point lead. If he doesn't block the shot, then it's a 14-point game, and you never know what happens after that. Lo and behold, on the next Syracuse offensive possession, right after the block, guess what? Lucas Taylor hits a three-pointer. Defense into offense, right? Another one, which was a steal with 13:52 left in the game. He's in perfect position inside the paint. He picks off a pass, and it leads to Juan Carlos going coast to coast for a layup, which made it 57-37 Syracuse in the second half. You get defensive stops, you get steals, you get blocks, it can lead to easy, fast break points. Or, you know what? It's just saving your defense, right? Keeping the team off the scoreboard. You go down on offense, you run a normal set, and you get a three-pointer from Lucas Taylor. Defense matters. And Eddie Lampkin had a couple of nice defensive plays there in the second half. So overall, I thought this was the best game that Eddie played all season long. But you know who certainly did not play their best game all season long? JJ Starling. He didn't have it going tonight. He had 7 points. He was only 1 of 5 from the field, and he played 32 minutes. But I believe this is a positive for Syracuse basketball, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? Because the Orange as a team in this one, with JJ Starling only scoring 7 points, they still managed to shoot 60% from the field. Without JJ making much of an impact. 60% from the field. Also, shout out JJ Starling. He only took 1 3-pointer in this game. That's it, just one. He was 0 of 1, but that's what you're looking for with JJ Starling. Obviously, you want more than 7 points. And if Syracuse wants to win multiple games in the ACC tournament, they're probably going to need JJ Starling to score at least 15 in every game that the Orange play. But you don't want him jacking up 3-pointers all game long like we saw him do against SMU when he just took 10 of them in a game. That's unacceptable. 1, okay, fine. I could certainly live with that. Even if he wanted to take 2, that's okay as well. If he makes 1, then maybe take another one. Point is, he is much better when he is attacking the basket and he is going downhill. When he goes to the basket, if you've ever seen him in person, and I've mentioned this before, it's like a blur on the court. He is exceptionally fast. And I don't even know if TV does it justice. He is really fast. But when he's settling for those outside shots, all of a sudden he looks a lot more mortal because he's just not a great outside shooter. But he can get to the rim at a high level. So, yeah, he did not have a good day. Obviously, 7 points is not ideal. But going forward in the conference tournament, you don't want JJ Starling jacking up a ton of 3-pointers, which he did not do against Virginia. So hopefully that trend continues and he keeps going to the rim, staying aggressive, and the scoring will come because it's JJ Starling. So overall, Eddie Lampkin really good, JJ Starling not so good, but I still think it's a positive for Syracuse because they still had a very nice offensive game against Virginia.